The rain poured down in icy sheets, soaking the streets of New York as traffic crawled under the gray sky. People rushed past each other with umbrellas, hoods pulled tight, eyes focused ahead. No one looked twice at the woman sitting beside the corner lamppost. She was shivering. Her hair clung to her face. Her torn jacket offered little protection from the cold, and her arms wrapped tightly around the tiny child in her lap, barely a year old. Cardboard sign rested beside her, half-soaked, homeless. Hungry. Baby needs milk. Please help. People passed by. Some glanced. None stopped. Except one car, a sleek, black Rolls. Royce slowly pulled up and stopped near the curb. The driver remained inside, but the tinted window in the back rolled down silently. Inside sat a man in a charcoal coat and navy scarf. Handsome. Refined. Clearly someone who belonged to penthouses and power meetings. Darian Wolf Tuck, Billionaire, CEO of Wolf Global, is featured on magazine covers. Feared in boardrooms and completely out of place here. He watched the woman for a moment. She didn't notice him. She was focused on rocking her baby, whispering softly to soothe his cries, her own lips blue with cold. Then she looked up, and their eyes met. For a moment, she flinched, as if ashamed. But then, to her surprise, the car door opened, and the man stepped out, without an umbrella, without hesitation. "Do you need help?" he asked. She stared at him, unsure how to respond. Most people threw coins, or just walked past. No one asked that. She nodded slowly. "Just trying to get enough for food." For him, her voice cracked, her teeth chat. T.Darian looked at the child. Pale, wet, silent from exhaustion, he reached into his coat pocket, pulled out a thick leather wallet, and handed her 5 crisp $100 bills. She gasped, her eyes wide. I can't take this." "You can," he said calmly. "But first, come with me. Both of you, out of this rain." Aided, clutching her baby tighter. Fear and instinct battled inside her. "You don't have to be afraid," he said. "Gently, I'll call my driver to take you somewhere safe. Warm. You can decide the rest after that." Something in his voice calmed her. Not pity. Not judgment. Just kindness. She nodded. In less than 10 minutes. She and her baby were seated in the back of the warm car, wrapped in a spare blanket from the trunk. Darian sat across from her. "What's your name?" he asked Sophie. She said softly. "And this is Liam." "How long have you been on the street?" 3 months. "What happened?" She looked down. "My husband died in a car crash. No savings. I had no family. I lost my job. I tried everything." He nodded, didn't press. "I'm taking you to the Riverton Hotel," he said. "You'll stay there for now. I'll cover everything." Her eyes widened. "But I can't repay you." "I don't expect anything in return." "Why?" She whispered, "Dard." Dar looked out the window. "'Cause once someone helped me when I had nothing, I never forgot it. I never forgot it." At the Riverton Hotel, the manager personally escorted Sophie and Liam to a large suite. A doctor arrived soon after to check on the baby. Darian stayed only long enough to make sure they were safe. When he left, Sophie still didn't believe it was real. The next day, she woke in clean sheets, her baby dry and fed beside her. A note had been slipped under the door. "If you're ready to rebuild, come to this address at 10 a.m. DW. She hesitated all morning, but then she went. The address was a glass office building downtown. The receptionist smiled as soon as Sophie arrived, as if expected. She was escorted to the top floor to an office larger than any home she'd ever lived in. Darian stood by the window. "Can you over the city?" He turned when she entered. "Want to help you get back on your feet?" he said, but not just with charity, with dignity. He walked over and handed her a folder. Inside was a job offer. Kate, an entry-level position at one of his nonprofit divisions, plus a 6-month paid internship in digital administration. "I don't understand," she said, stunned. "I read your records," he said. "You were a junior operations manager at Kelsen Foods. You have experience. You just need someone to believe in you again. Tears welled in her eyes. Why me? Because I saw the way you held your child. Even in the cold, you didn't beg for yourself. You begged for him. That kind of strength is rare. She broke down, but not from pain, from the relief of being seen. In the months that followed, Sophie flourished. She studied every night after Liam went to sleep. She arrived early to work, stayed late, and soaked up every bit of training. She moved from the hotel into a small apartment Darian arranged through a housing program. Liam started daycare nearby. Every Friday, she'd receive a call from Darian's assistant to check on her. Sometimes even from him directly. He never asked for anything, but he always made sure. She had everything she needed. One rainy afternoon, nearly a year later, Sophie stood outside Wolf Global in a blazer and slacks, holding a small cupcake box. It was Liam's second birthday, and she had come to say thank you when she walked into Darian's office. He looked up and smiled for the first time in front of her, not the professional smile, but something real. You did it, he said. No, she replied. You gave me a chance. I just didn't waste it. She handed him the box inside. It was a tiny cupcake with a candle. For everything, she said. He stared at it for a long moment. Then something unexpected happened. He laughed. A quiet, surprised sound. Would you like to join me for lunch? He asked. She smiled. I'd love to. Later that year, Sophie became a permanent member of the foundation team. She built a special program for homeless mothers, helping them find training, housing, dignity the same way she had. She didn't just rebuild her life, she rebuilt others. And every time it rained, she remembered that night on the sidewalk, and the man who changed everything with a single question.